Well, Doug, I hope you see this video before you go. This might not be a good place to record. Made dogs bark immediately. I'm here in Wells. I'm Joey, for those of you who don't know. And for those of you who don't know as well, my friend Doug has chosen, after a long battle, painful battle with cancer, to go to the other side this coming Friday. And I hope this video does find you before that happens, Doug, so I can relay to you how much I care about you and love you. How much I regret not coming in to visit you last week with Chris and them, but part of me felt like I was so tired from the election, and I thought that Chris should really, and those guys and you should really have that time. I just didn't feel like that was... Anyways, here's my time, I guess, still to say something to you and say I love you, and you meant a lot to me and you impacted me a lot. In a lot of different ways, your kindness and showing me an example of the kind of man that I'm probably growing to be will reflect that, I think, in time, and probably does already in my sobriety. So thank you for that, Doug. What's crazy is not 20 or 30 minutes before I saw the news that was forwarded to me that you had chosen your time, that I was just telling a house guest I had about the story of the painting, you know, my painting, my T-Rav painting, and how that when I saw yours that he made for you, I said, I have to have that. Like, one for myself. I was like, my logo, that's so cool. I think T-Rav should do this, you know. So I painted it, but then someone else, I paid him and he painted it, and somebody else said, wow. And then that's how, you know, many T-Rav commissions came out of that. And that painting's so dear to me. And every time I think of that story, your name always comes up. Not to mention all the festival times, all the times at Bob's where you're being such a wonderful friend and joker or stage host or even performer. How much, you know, when we're all really tripping out and you're doing your vocal sets, your voice, your deep voice, and all the sounds you'd make. So comforting knowing our friend Doug and his sounds. And you are and always will be Doug the Hug. There'll never be quite another Doug the Hug like you, you know, and a guy who doesn't particularly like hugs. It's like, finally there's Doug, I can get my hug. That's a good place to get a hug. I needed that. You know, I was saving that for someone that mattered, you know. You made a huge impact on the festival scene. You made a huge impact in the Caribou. You made a huge impact on the next generation down. You made a huge impact, you know, and I want you to know that your time on earth was really valued, and we're really glad and humbled that we got to have some of that. We got to know you some, got to be friends with you, got to share joy with you, got to share great moments of performance and large crowds at festivals and happiness backstage, and sharing all these things, these moments we had that a lot of people will never be able to understand or comprehend. And you know, just wish you the best on the other side. You're a brave man. You know, it's hard for me to understand your decision because there's a Maple Leafs game that night. And I'd be like, I gotta suffer through to the end of the playoffs at least. You know, stubborn me. No, I'm kidding you, buddy. I completely understand. You've put up with so much. You're strong. You're brave. You've dealt with this pain for a long time now. You've had to carry it, eating away at you, and making the Doug that you once were hard to be. And I feel that loss for you. I feel that sorrow, that's how it had to go for you. And I think you're a strong man. You're brave. You know, hopefully we'll see you on the other side, bro. One big festival in the sky. I don't know if I really believe things like that, but if it's true, if that's the way it goes, I know you'll be there. So yeah, I'll be thinking about you for the rest of my life. And one more crazy thing to tell you is what a crazy week this has been. Is my dear friend Phil from Hippie Crits and Rad Dog down in Selmo, BC, had a tragic accident last week, Friday night. Then Selena, who I grew up with from the punk fest scene back in Ontario, she also died a couple days after. And weirdly enough, she knew Phil. Phil knew her, you know. And then you choosing this to kind of end that. That'll be a 7-day stretch of some significant, beautiful people to see leave. People I'm really thankful for, and made my life better and made me who I am today. So, you know, you are the crowning jewel in a weird week in the world of Joey. That's, I guess, how I wouldn't have it any other way. Love you so much, Doug. Love you so much, buddy.